But I want you to bid a very warm welcome for, I think, the second time on the platform, Rotorua Councillor Robert Lee. Robert, how are you this morning?
I'm pretty good, thanks, apart from the minor technical hitch we just had. And,
okay, well, you're looking good. The connection is very good now. All right, we have had the local government minister, Simeon Brown, on this morning, and he said a couple of interesting things. He said local government New Zealand has gone woke, and he's told us that he has got officials looking at the appropriateness and legality of Hastings District Council giving its unelected student badge-wearing councillors seats on committees and voting rights on committees and paying them. Now, you're ahead of the minister on this. I understand you've already been looking at associated rules and regulations for local government New Zealand.
Yes, I think the Rotorua Council is at the bleeding edge of this particular issue. We've had unelected people sitting on committees since 2015. And so a group of people in Rotorua got a legal opinion from Russell McVeigh about 2015 and set out the legal principles involved. And I'd be not only happy to make that available to the local government minister, but draw his attention to what's happening in Rotorua as well.
Okay, so what's happening? First, where do we start? What did Russell McVeigh say?
For two main reasons, this is unlawful. The first reason is that it's undemocratic. So in a democracy in New Zealand, somebody like me has to get elected pursuant to the Local Government Electoral Act. Getting elected at school doesn't count.
Well, the funny thing in Hastings, mate, they're not even being elected at school, really. It's just like who the social studies teachers picks, you know.
Yeah.
Who's got the most badges?
Get elected under the Local Government Act, and then you've earned your right to sit at the table and make decisions.
Yeah, okay.
So the key in this is under Section 10 of the Local Government Act, it sets out the purpose of the Local Government Act, which is to enable democratic local decision-making. So as soon as you have a mayor or councillors or staff trying to propose something that is fundamentally undemocratic, it's contrary to the purpose of the Act, and therefore it's unlawful.
Let's use the word illegal. What's unlawful? Is there a difference between unlawful and illegal?
No, they're synonyms.
Okay, it's breaking the rules. It's naughty. Let's go with it's naughty in common parlance. Okay, who do you have in Rotorua at the moment sitting on committees and council and voting who hasn't been elected under the Local Government Act?
Right now, nobody. In 2015, we had two representatives of our iwi partnership group called Te Tata o Te Arawa, and they appointed people to sit on council committees.
Okay, but that stopped because of this legal opinion and because it's clearly in breach.
No, it didn't. It stopped because we had a change of mayor who...
stopped doing woke stuff.
No, I wish that were the case. She changed the committee structures from the previous council and quite rightly only appointed elected members to those committees. But as of the last week or two, we've been told that they want to set up a whole new committee and have 4 ring-ins from local iwi sitting on a...
Okay, so it's iwi, not school kids. That's the issue in Rotorua. Right. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Now, have you sent or can you send us that opinion from Russell McVeigh?
Oh,
he had got it. Ben's got it. Okay, didn't tell me that. Well, you know, he's a work in progress. Okay, are you going to send that to Simeon Brown? I think he'd be very, very interested in it.
Sure, I'll be more than happy to.
And I also suggest you send a copy over to Sandra Hazelhurst.
Yeah, why not?
And certainly to Mr. Nixon. Was it Simon Nixon who we had on yesterday from the district councillor?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, so what you're telling me actually is that even though that opinion's very good and I think self-evident to anyone with half a brain, it didn't actually stop the council, and the Rotorua is going to have another go at non-democratic people with voting rights again.
Well, yes, of course, if you remember, Rotorua famously tried to get Parliament to pass a new law in 2022 to give Māori voters a vote that was worth about 2.5 votes compared to a non-Māori voter.
Yeah.
So I actually took council to court on that with a judicial review.
All right. Look, I think it's a really disturbing trend, and I must have a read of that decision. We might get the lawyer on. It certainly adds weight to Simeon Brown's arm. Look, back to what he said, and very clearly he said, local government New Zealand has gone woke. Is this sort of non-democratic arrangement being promoted by local government New Zealand? Are they that bad? Because Sandra Hazelhurst told us, local government New Zealand have told me this is all right.
Well, I attended a local government New Zealand conference, induction conference, shortly after getting elected, and I came away with the impression that this was indeed. In fact, I sent an email to the president, Sam Broughton, saying I thought that local government New Zealand was irretrievably woke.
Yeah, well, some people, of course, Auckland's left, and other councils are thinking about leaving local government New Zealand because it is so woke.
Yeah, it's highly partisan. It's basically seems to be an apparatchik of the Labour Party / Te Pāti Māori kind of mindset.
Are you worried, and thank you for contacting us about this, it's really interesting, Robert. Are you worried that we're discouraging all those nice young people in Hastings from being interested in politics and democracy?
Yeah, I used to hang out with these...
were you a badge wearer? Were you a bit of a badge wearer? Were you a model UN participant, Robert?
Absolutely not.
Oh, okay.
I sat at the back of the classroom, I'm afraid, and not for too long. But I was in Rotary a decade or two ago, and I had a role of setting up junior Rotary clubs within high schools. So I got to hang out with these
kids.
Prefects, head prefects, deputy prefects, the high achievers in the school, and we did some cool projects together into high school talent competitions and so forth. And by the way, you got a nice little pin if you're a member.
Oh, you got a badge. Got to get the badge.
Club. Yeah, you got a badge. They like the badges.